Alright, this is my Rally 12 horsepower Briggs & Stratton, which I have now put a Honda GXV 270 on. I welded a front bumper for it and put some headlights. I have had to put new electronics for the starter on. I played about with exhausts, but I have neighbours, so the muffler had to go back on. Gave it a pressure wash yesterday. And for being 30 years old, the paint is really not bad. There's a few bits where it bubbled up, but it's normally alright. I installed a switch panel, which, as you can see, does the horn and a few lights, but only 2 of them work at the moment. It has a 5-speed manual. It's a Compsy Peerless 5-speed manual. It shifts really good. It's pretty good. There's the key. I need to get a new seat for it. It's really painful to sit on. And the other modification I've done is the lever that used to do the deck now does the throttle. So it's just a bolt with a throttle cable. It comes up, round, and into your throttle. Here. I have had to do quite a bit of wiring to it, because if you try and put a Honda on a Briggs & Stratton design machine, the wiring doesn't really like it. What I've also done is I've put a ball hitch on the back, so it's really simple, just a block of wood with a ball hitch like that. Alright, let's see if this thing will go today. Alright, first thing we've got to do is we've got to check the oil before we can get this thing to run today. So, this should be alright. I may have to top it up a little bit, but it should be alright for today. You can see it's right there on the level where it's supposed to be, which is good. Alright. So the next thing we've got to do is check the fuel. Alright, so when we check fuel, we can see that there is, well, you guys probably can't see, but it's got about 3/4 of a tank in it. Perfectly fine for today. Next thing we've got to check is the fuel getting to the carburetor. Alright, so just check our linkages. It's free, the choke is free, cool. And our overdose pipe is fine. And our fuel valve is open. So what we've got to do now, open up this on this fuel line. And all we've got to do now is try and crank her over and see if she'll go. Alright, so all we've got to do now, put the choke on, give her about half the revs, wait for the fuel pump to click off, there we go, and see if she'll go. Alright, so I just brought her around to the workshop just to try and get the camera set up on it, which should be relatively easy, and we'll go for a drive. So, yeah, and in future I may put this front weight block, which is just a block of concrete on. Oh, this thing's pretty heavy. Let me try and flip it for you. There we go. It's just concrete. So yeah, I will set up the camera and we'll go for a drive. Alright, we're now on the, you guys are now sat on the mower bumper, and I'm going to start it up and take it for a drive. I'm sorry, but you guys are the only spot where I can actually put you on the mower, and it not interfere with me. So you can't really see much of the mower, but you'll be able to see where I'm driving. So yeah. So I just nipped in for a quick cup of tea, and now we can go back out. I think I'm going to do one more circuit around the garden, and then we're going to park it up in the shed for the day. Alright, for the first time ever, I'm going to try holding you guys, and also driving the mower. We'll see how this goes. Sorry if it's very shaky. Fifth gear. for the day. So we had a little bit of a drive around. We checked oil, checked fluids, did a little bit of maintenance. So yeah, if any of you guys were interested on the specs of this mower, it has 8.5 horsepower in the Honda. I've done some head work, drilled out the carburetor to give it a little bit more fuel, and I have also upgraded the air filter. So now I did a little bit of a math, and it now kicks about 15 horsepower out. So it's not too bad for being a 35-year-old engine that I have found from various different sources. It has the stock mower pulley on the front, so it's a 2-inch on the front, and it used to have a 9-inch pulley on the transaxle, but I have removed that 9-inch pulley and put a 3-inch pulley. So it's very roughly 1-to-1. I had to buy a 74-inch belt, I think it was. And yeah, I will keep filming how I upgrade this machine more and more. And probably the next big thing that you guys will see will either be more light work, bonnet work, welding, and steering, because having loose steering doing 30 miles an hour is not too fun. As you saw earlier when I went up and down the track, I was in 2nd gear doing up and down the track, and that was about 10 miles an hour. But going along this here, when I said I was in 5th gear, I actually meant to say I was in 2nd going around here, but 5th gear is sketchy. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe, and we will see you later.